Hello everyone, my name is Ryan, and in this video I will show you how you can create a CPU and memory efficient installation of Windows 10 running in a virtual machine. But before we go any further, I'm just going to quickly explain what a virtual machine is and what it is not. So a virtual machine, or a VM if you like, is a virtualized or emulated instance of a computer system. Now this is typically an operating system, and it's one that fundamentally functions the same as an installation using bare metal. For example, you can still install and run applications, use it as a day-to-day operating system, but there are some limitations. But firstly, since this is virtualized, then the graphic capabilities will be limited. An application such as Microsoft Office will function absolutely fine, but any application that requires some form of 3D acceleration, for example video games, will either not load at all or perform badly. Now, it's not all bad news because you can actually configure a VM so that it uses the physical hardware rather than the virtualized counterparts. Now, this is known as CPU pass-through or VFIO, but at this stage it is beyond the scope of this particular video, which will only focus on the creation of a Windows 10 VM. So in short, a Windows 10 VM is a great method of running software that's either not native to Linux, or it runs poorly through Wine, or when there's just simply no suitable alternative piece of software available. Now, there are many methods of managing and creating virtual machines on Linux. For example, you've got VirtualBox or even a commercial option such as VMware, but to keep it simple, I'm going to be using KVM or Kernel-based virtual machine, which should be available on any modern Linux distribution. In my particular video, I'm going to install it on my installation of Ubuntu 2104 and getting it from the repositories. So for example, on Ubuntu, to install this, all you need to do is run the following command, which is sudo apt install virt-manager -y. And then once that's installed, reboot your system to finish the installation. So now that we've ensured that KVM is installed on your system, we need to download the latest Windows 10 ISO, which you can download straight from Microsoft's website. In terms of edition, you only have one option at the moment, which is the October release. Language, obviously choose something that matches you. I'm going to go with English. And you want to be choosing the 64-bit download option. We also need to download the latest version of the virtio-win ISO, which can be found on the fedorapeoples.org website. What we're going to be using this for is to install the driver so that the Windows 10 installation process can see the virtual hard drives we're going to be creating, and it's also going to install a memory ballooning service, which will help us to reduce the overall memory consumption. So the one you want to download is this one here, the latest version. So now that we've downloaded everything we need, we can start the installation process. We need to just open up the Virtual Machine Manager. So the first thing we need to do is go to Edit Preferences and make sure that we've ticked Enable XML Editing, as we're going to be making some changes later on. Once we've done that, click Close. Then there's a little computer icon to set up a brand new virtual machine. You want to choose the option that says Local Install Media, click Forward, and then Browse, and then go to Browse Local, and then choose the ISO we just downloaded. Make sure it's the Windows 10 one you've downloaded. Then once again, click Forward. Now, when you get to the option to choose Memory and CPU, the recommendations are to have 4 GB of RAM and 2 CPU cores, which, for the purpose of what we're going to do in this video, that's absolutely fine, but if you want to give a bit more resources, you can make these changes later on. Okay, either way, choose Forward. Now for the disk image, I recommend 128 gigs, because 40 gigs will get eaten up in no time, especially if you've got updates to be installed later down the line. Now one thing just to note, this space will be dynamic, so what will happen is it'll start off smaller, and then it'll slowly increase up until 120 gig, so it doesn't consume it all of it at once. It only takes it when it requires it. Either way, click Forward. Now we can name our installation. I'm going to call it Win 10, but make sure you tick this option here where it says Customize Configuration before install, as we're going to come back to that shortly. Click Finish. So before we click Begin Install at the top, we need to make some changes. So the window that appears, you want to be clicking on the CPU tag at the bottom, going to the XML, and this section here where we talk about the clock. You want to clear these 2 lines up here and make sure that that says yes. Now the reason we do this is this will actually dramatically reduce the CPU usage from about 25% to about 3%, give or take. So click apply on that, then go to memory, go to details, and make sure that the minimum you've specified is 1 gig. So in this case, 1024. Once again, click apply. Next you want to click on the SATA disk 1 option, and you want to change the disk bus to Virt-IO, and then click apply at the bottom. Next you want to click on the NIC option, so your network interface card, and once again change the device model to Virt-IO. Apply. And then the final thing we need to do is add a new piece of hardware. So go to add hardware, go to device type CD-ROM, manage, browse local, and then we add the ISO for the Virt-IO we downloaded earlier. Click finish. Okay, so at this point we've set everything up so we can begin the installation process. Funny enough, it started by clicking begin installation. So at this point the installation process will be largely the same as if you were installing Windows 10 on bare metal, but there are going to be some exceptions which I'll cover shortly. First of all, choose the option to say I don't have a product key. Choose your version, which will go with 10 Pro. Make sure you choose the option to custom install Windows Only Advanced, and you'll notice it'll say we couldn't find any drivers. So you click on load driver, that's okay, and that will load the other CD-ROM that we just created. Make sure you choose the option with W10, click next, and this will now install the driver so that you can actually see the virtual hard drive we just mounted. Okay, so at this point, click next, and there's not really much you can do in the meantime until Windows is installed. So if you want, put the kettle on, have a cup of tea, and come back in about 5-10 minutes or so. You'll probably notice that the VM will restart itself a couple of times, but there's nothing to worry about. So eventually you'll see a page that asks you to connect to a network, but since the drivers are not loaded, just click the I don't have internet link and then continue with a limited setup to proceed. I don't know why, but they'll ask you this twice. So from this point, you'll be asked to create an account, set some security questions, and then enable your privacy settings. Okay, so at this stage, Windows 10 is now installed, but you'll still find you don't have any network connectivity. So the way to resolve that is if you open your File Explorer, go to this PC, and you want to make sure you double click on the Virt-IO CD-ROM. You want to next install the virt-win GT x64 executional file. Basically it's just a matter of clicking next through here, and leave all those as normal. And install that. So at this point you've now got a successful install of Windows 10 running inside of the virtual machine. Now obviously when it comes to performance, it's not the same as running it on bare metal, however it's perfectly usable for day-to-day tasks. Either way, with that it brings this video to an end. As always, thank you very much for watching, and if you did find this video helpful, then please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already for more content like this in the future, and no doubt I'll see you next time. Goodbye.